Hello and good evening, everyone. Today's webinar topic is Trading Securely in a Digital World Understanding Cyber Risks. So, for this, we have with us Mr. Kinjal Shah, Chief Technology Officer at Yes Securities Limited, with over 22 years of global experience in technology leadership, particularly in the BFSI sector. He has driven large scale digital transformation projects, cloud migration initiatives, and innovative technology solutions. He has also held senior position at Edelweiss Global Markets and the National Stock Exchange of India, where he spearheaded several mission critically technological programs. Now, a short glimpse about NISM. NISM is a public trust established in 2006 by SEBI, the regulator of the securities markets in India. The institute carries out a wide range of capacity building activities at various levels, aims at enhancing the quality standards in securities markets. Now, before beginning the session, I would like to request all the participants to note some important points. First, question will be taken at the end during the Q&A segment. Second, all participants will receive a participation certificate within 3 to 4 working days. Third, the recording of this session will be available on NISM YouTube channel. Now I request Kinjal sir to begin with the session.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. And today's topic, which I will take you through, is how to trade securely in a digital world and in the arena where cyber risk is growing every day. So, India in the last 10 years has a significant leap in terms of the trading markets. From a nation which primarily invested in fixed deposits, gold, and real estate. Now, I think trading has gone mainstream. A lot of new investors have come up on board, especially post COVID era. And today we see from a humble beginnings of 1 crore, today there are more than 10 crore active investors in the country. Uh, Side by side, as the trading adoption is increasing, the cyber world also is getting increasingly risky. So both of these go hand in hand, and that's why today's topic is, I think, useful on how to ensure that you're trading securely while also keeping the cyber attacks at bay. Uh, I'll just move on to the next slide. So today's topic will cover primarily these 6 areas. One is the cyber threat landscape, then the major threats that is impacting investors, some sampling of the cybercrime cases which has happened in the past few years, investor safeguards and takeaways. So, what should an investor do? I mean, cybersecurity is an ever-evolving field, and in spite of our best efforts, there are challenges, but there are at least some best practices we can follow to minimize this attack. And key insights and takeaways. And finally, we'll have a Q&A. So, any questions that you may have, I'm happy to take that. So how has the cyber crime evolved? So, in the last few years, what has happened is cyber risks have gone from just some one or two annoyance to serious financial crimes, and mostly this has happened because there is an organized crime group which is now dominating the space. So earlier, what used to happen is there were certain people who were very good at cracking systems, and they used to operate out of their basement or their room, and they used to try attacking. But now what has happened is, even as more and more cyber security features come in, it becomes increasingly difficult for an individual person to do crime. So what has happened is all these people form groups and they try to dominate the space. So what one person cannot do, maybe a few people together, they can try to crack the code. So that is what has happened. Cyber groups are now dominating the space. Additionally, a lot of these groups themselves don't leak data and do attacks. They're offering the cybercrime as a service. So while it is not legitimate, that they are able to operate cross country and provide it as a service. So this is the latest entrant to the system. Additionally, Gen AI is actually supercharged these capabilities. So now a lot of people, these people don't even need proper systems to do all this. They can typically leverage Gen AI apps to provide teasers, hyper realistic content, get data from different systems, target the individuals or organizations, and effectively scale their operations. So this is what has happened. Earlier, there used to be notable countries which were very serious about it, but now I think globally there are crime groups across every region of the world. India in particularly, typically a few years back, it was mostly the cyber attacks were happening in US, Israel, and China. But as India's power globally has moved up, and so has the cyber attack surface of India. So, especially after the G20 and the talks of hosting Olympics and all, as more and more global leaders come and do trade with India, the more and more cyber attacks have come up across the country. So this is what the scamsters typically use. If you look at the life cycle, and I'll try to explain that, one is they have a strategy, they use the execution channels, they profile the victim, and then there are different actors which are involved and which actually do all this data. So if you look at strategy, what are the different ways if an investor can be duped? So one is they will give you a false promotion, they will send you malicious links to click, and they will launch fake platforms. Earlier, what used to happen is people used to send links, and then people click on those links, then viruses get downloaded, and then people are systems are compromised. But these days, the attackers are not individual; they are groups, and therefore they go actually for the bigger fish. So they don't just dupe you when you click the link. Rather, those malware sits silently in your machine, and it sits for days to days, trying to get as much data as possible before making the big attack. These days, what has happened is the organizations have phishing attack prevention, and lot of so what they have turned to is individual accounts as well. So what are these their execution channels? So they have WhatsApp, they have Facebook, they have Instagram, and their email where they send in these links. So what happens is, and this is not general, but I'll give you just slicing of certain cases. The attacker actually tries to compromise your system. If you are able to click a link or something, then it sits in your system for days together, trying to get as much data as possible. Now, I'll just give you one example of how the investor is tricked, and this is not necessarily for the trading, but it is happening in other arenas as well. So they can get your data in LinkedIn or Facebook or Insta. So typically, when you go into LinkedIn or Facebook or somewhere, when someone sends you a friend request, most of the times people do accept that, and with that, they get access to your name, your demographics, your email, phone number. A lot of people have a lot of information. Your location because of the photos that you have clicked and all, so they get a lot of information about you, and then they use WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and email. They use these channels to reach out to you. In case you click on something, then they actually sit in your system, and then they start collecting data. So typically, what may happen is they have found something like your username for Swiggy or Zomato, but that is not too much of a kill, right? Maybe they'll get a free meal. They don't look at that. Their primary access is your bank account or your trading account. So they wait and they send you emails saying that we've found that your password is compromised in this food platform. So can you check? And when you click on that, because that's an actual data that they've got. So then you go and click on something, and then they try to access your trading or bank account. So that is how it is working. And then they send you promotions as well. So now they've found that you have a trading account. They will send you a promotion saying, this is what we have. You can invest with us. So then they will try to get you trick into that, try to make you an investment, and all those things work fine until you try to withdraw funds. The moment you start withdrawing, then the app or something stops working, and then how you realize you've lost funds. So there are scam operators who are typically involved, because once you make the payment to the funds, these funds are sent wired across different countries to the end user. So maybe someone sitting in an African nation is collecting this money. So there are criminals and intermediaries who actually help facilitate do that, move from one bank account to another bank account, and sometimes the money changes hands almost at 200 places before it reaches the destination. And as in more and more, what people have been finding is they don't sell an individual account or something. If you look at the dark web, a lot of people gather data about a lot of customers, and they try to sell you it as a data set. So you are free to buy that, purchase that, and then you can go and attack these victims or individuals and try to make them a victim. So some real-time cyber events which have happened is uh, so what has happened is Mumbai cyber police bust a share trading scam. Woman duped of over 27 lakhs. So what happens is like you get an invite to join a trading app saying that this is what you will get. And then what happens is they take help of AI and take a photo of a person and make it look like he's the chief investment officer of a particular trading app. And then they do advertise and send a mobile app. Some people they download the app. After that, they are given some tips wherein they invest their money, and then they are shown false returns. So while the actual return may not be that lucrative, but the app itself shows you that you've invested say 10,000, and then you are shown a profit of say 10,000. So it's almost 100% profit. Well, actual returns may be nowhere near this, but the app continues to show you that. So at this, you're doing it once or twice. So slowly they get your trust, and then they ask you to invest in some IPOs and all, and then they send you a link to make the payment. But the link is not within the app; it is a different link. And when people actually send the money, they are showing up in the app, and you will be very surprised to know that these victims are actually well-educated people. So it's not like someone who's not aware, but typically they target people who are well-educated and they build trust in that, and then they try to uh, get money from that. This money is no longer in the trading account that is shown. It is actually in some other country already reached, and now many of people they break their FDs and try to invest a big amount. And once you invest a big account, that is when the account stops. The moment you try to do a withdrawal, that is when they actually go bust. And their investment platforms are actually not. There is a small difference. So they'll give you the link of all established brokers, but there'll be a small change in the link and the APK, which people don't realize. And that is how they make money. So they are not telling that they are a new firm. They actually bank on well-established names to make you do the trade. But the link of the app or the link of the web is actually just slightly different, maybe one or two letters, but that makes all the difference because it lands on their system and not the established broker under whose name they are canvassing business. Similarly, there have been people arrested for stock trading and investment advice. So they have been giving all kinds of advice and actually making showing fake returns, fake investments, and fake past stock traders, which all lure people into this. There are both fear. They use both fear and greed for this. They give greed to the people who are earning well and are doing well in their life. They show the greed of doubling or tripling their money, and they show the fear of missing out of the stock market for the senior citizens. And because their cyber awareness may be less, they use systems to dupe them as well. So I think the third one which shows the picture is there were six people held in Tamil Nadu for duping a man of rupees 14 crore. So because they promised a 500% return. So and they showed the advice of crypto transactions. So that's how people have been making money. Sometimes they show you that there are professors at Harvard and MIT who are actually giving stock trading advice, and they will let you turn millionaire by making 100% on each of their returns. But you have to understand something. If even if you are promised 30% return every day, over 30 days you will become convert maybe 1,000 rupees into 1 crore. So these are all get rich quick schemes, and more often than not, they are actually meant to dupe people. So be careful. So real world crime example, like I told you, there are completely fraudulent trading apps. They claim that they have AI driven research and they have a 90% success in trading and mutual funds. Once you subscribe to these or you click on the links or something, then they distribute their apps. They show you fabricated returns. Their investments are successful, but anytime you try a withdrawal, that is when the scam gets revealed. Investors have lost almost 3.3 crores in single instances as well. And this is not just one broker. There have been cases with many of these brokers. There are cases filed in the police stations by the hundreds because many people have been duped. So, what all people can do? So, given that all kinds, this is more like a chore police case. more and more brokers, more and more regulators put in more cybersecurity features, and more crime groups organize to inflict more and more cybercrime. So the first thing that you can do for all your trading accounts is enable multi-factor authentication. Do not avoid this. I think the regulators are making very much compulsory to have two-factor authentication. So apart from your username and password, you at least need an OTP to successfully log into the systems. Please use those factors. They also offer multi-factors. Those are optional as of this stage, like doing facial recognition or registering your device. But while they are optional, because of the bare minimum convenience that needs to be given for accounting or opening accounts, please ensure that you use as many factors as possible so as to kind of slow down the number of attacks that can happen on your account. The possibility recedes with every additional factor. Avoid clicking on suspicious links from emails and WhatsApp. So most organizations and corporates, they provide regular phishing email attack simulations so that they organize that whenever you find such link, please click on look suspicious click so that it goes to the cybersecurity team of the organization. So those are mostly mock runs. When an actual email which comes from an unknown source or a WhatsApp comes, please install discipline in yourself and avoid clicking that. Please verify before you click these. Fourth is always verify the authenticity of website and apps. In the case of websites, it's normally a small letter which is changing. So say yes securities, the SECU will become SEC or something. So there's a very minute change in the website name, but that is how it lands on their platform, which is all meant for cyber attack. Similarly, even in the apps, please ensure there's a verified resource. Many apps are not verified. They are only there for people to download and get cyber attacked. Please avoid and ensure there is the authenticity of these apps. There are ways Android and iOS show you whether the app is verified or no. Please have that due diligence. I know typically it takes very easy to click or find for an app and click, but there is a reason why there is so much of verification. So even if someone is sending you an app link over the WhatsApp or website, please check on the store whether it's a verified or if it looks spam. And if it's spam, then don't allow that. Download apps only from official stores. So there's only iOS and Android for the bulk of the features. Please, if there's another store which has opened up, then be careful. Those are mostly the apps which actually sometimes after installing don't even show up on a mobile. They just get lost into the mobile system, and then only time you see is spurious ads coming into your system or someone hacking your system. So be careful. Even there are apps which show you that they can help you clean your mobile, but if it's not from an official store, be careful because more than your mobile, they might clean your data as well. Then is demat and trading accounts. So please use SEBI approved brokers and depository participants. The bulk of the depository participants are NSDL and CDSL. In case of brokers, you have a variety, but please ensure they are SEBI approved. Each of them will have their SEBI details in the website in about us in the compliance section. So please verify that. If you don't do this, then it typically comes to this way. You will end up clicking on a link which will show you a fraudulent trading app, while your bank account which you link will be correct, but the data that's shown up is all fabricated. And many of the times, this also collects some other data and actually reveals your bank information details also. So it could get complicated. So if you look at a professional version, there are 5 steps to uh, saying scam safe. So one is spot for potential scams. This is both for individuals and corporates. So identify warning signs early. If you find that they are getting too many phishing attacks, then that is also a cause of concern. Please ensure you're using all the cybersecurity tools like antivirus, screening your emails before they are sent, protection of data, privacy. All the accounts are having proper role authentication. Apart from authentication, there are authorizations on who can see what data. So ensure that if there are any warning signs, then there is adequate testing done to identify that. Stay updated, follow the latest scam tactics. every now and then you find a new way of people duping customers. So please stay updated with all these tactics, because even the cyber groups are evolving as more and more regulators and brokers try to put in the guardrails. More and more people, cyber attackers, are finding way to jump the guardrails. So it's typically we are moving one step ahead, but they are moving two steps ahead. They are finding new and new ways. The investor public continues to oscillate between fear and greed, and these people take advantage on both the sides. Protect personal data. So I gave you an example earlier where your data with your permission is taken from LinkedIn or Facebook or Insta, that is then used to reach out to you. So they send you an email saying your password has been compromised. They go into the dark web, they say, put in your details. They try to get as much data about you. If they get some data about you, and there are some guesses also they make, then they will say your password has been compromised. Please click on link to know all the other places where your password could be compromised. And that is how they will entice you to clicking somewhere and entering your details. And then you might give away your password sometimes in the it's like thinking you're checking that password, and that is what happens. And then they get your other data as well. They are not at all interested in your Insta or Facebook or food aggregator accounts. What they're interested in your bank account. So the moment they get your bank account, that is when the attack will happen. Until that, they will actually continue monitoring you. So you may feel that okay, this is a harmless slide, but typically they've already compromised some of your data, and they're waiting there to compromise your other data as well. Everyone is on Insta, Facebook, LinkedIn, but please try and limit the amount of data that you are sharing. Okay, you're sharing some photos and all, but you'll share the location as well. But don't share your phone number and email to everyone over there. I mean, you can share your account information, but you don't share your other address. Many people share their name, address, phone number, location, office, everything they share. I mean, while where you are working is okay, you don't need to send the exact address where you are working. Otherwise, you will have cyber attackers trying to attack you in your office space as well. So limit the amount of information that you are making public. Every post that you are posting, please see if you are actually wanting everyone to know or just your friends, because a lot of these have privacy details of just you and some people, or you and your friends, or your friends of friends, or everyone. So there are posts which you apply to everyone, and there are posts which you do only for yourself. So please keep privacy is in actually your hands more than other people, so please be careful. Safeguard your finances, keep your money and assets protected at all times. Regularly check your bank accounts to ensure there are no cyber attacks, phishing attacks. Please ensure you're not sharing that password across, or you're not sharing OTPs. That is how investors give you a call. So typically you get a call from a bank saying your bank account KYC. So re-KYC is a common feature. Everyone needs to do their re-KYCs every 2 or 4 years, depending on the bank. And typically you get a call that your bank account is frozen and you need to provide an OTP to unfreeze it. But what actually they've got a hold of is their bank account number, and now they're trying to do a password reset. They will use your OTP against you only. So safeguard your money and assets. Don't send this to across the other places. Don't send your passwords and everything. And exercise vigilance. Be alert every time you are providing a PIN or you are scanning your credit card in public places. Don't use public Wi-Fi. Try to avoid that because that is where many of the attacks happen. They actually sniff data across the open internet to gather as much data. These data are then made into parcels and available on dark web for selling. And then that is how organized crime has become more dangerous, because now they actually wait for a long time and collect as much data about you before they can actually start monetizing it. So limit your personal information and keep your financial assets protected, and still remain alert because things can go wrong. Lessons and best practices. So scammers exploit investor trust through advanced tactics. Either they use greed or fear. Initially, they are very nice. They help you set up an account. They help you go out of their way, and they make your transaction smooth. But must first thing, once they've developed trust in you, that is when they go and attack. Social media is the most common ground for hunting. LinkedIn, Insta, Facebook, Snapchat, anywhere you go, all the data that you have, please remember that someone is using that data. Even for apps that show you how you will look today versus how you look at 60 and the progression, they're actually looking at your face, they're collecting that data. They're not only trying to improve their algorithm, they're also looking at how you will look in a few years and see and whether they can use this data and monetize it at a later end. AI is amplifying the reach and believability. Unbelievably, AI is actually hastening that. So AI is a tool for you to do your work fast, but AI is also a tool for the cyber security guys to uh, achieve their goal faster. So it's a dual-edged sword. It can be used against you, it can be used for you, just like electricity. Then awareness, keep yourself cyber awareness. There are various programs conducted by an NISM, SEBI, RBI. All of them have their awareness programs and they tell you due diligence from time to time. And I think those are your best defenses. Don't uh, just ignore those. See and adapt yourself and use that to defend yourself. And bottom line is don't let high returns cloud your judgment. Ask critical questions before investing because this is your hard earned money. Typically, if you look at NSE, the Nifty index has grown from 1990 to today at a cumulative rate of 14% per annum. So while fixed deposits give you between 6 to 8%, markets have typically returned 15% a year on average. It doesn't mean they go every year 15%. There are years when they've remained unchanged and years they've gone up by 30%. But anyone who is telling you they've got 100% returns, they're actually inviting you for their gains, not for yours. And nothing goes up in a straight line. There are things that go up, there are things that come down. Anything which is cross-border, cybersecurity, or something like blockchain or like Bitcoin, please be careful before you invest. There could be legitimate cases of people offering those instruments, but look at the instrument, look at the instrument's past record, and look at market data. Today, all of the brokerages and all of the exchanges, they give you real-time feeds of what the stock is. Anyone promising you that this is going to become a 10x is going to actually be true only once in a blue moon, not every day. So typically, people who are in the advanced demographic stage, 50 plus, they get duped out of fear. Years, you don't have much time, so you need people stocks that go up by 10x. It may be, but may not be. But if someone is guaranteeing, then definitely it is not going to be there because no research guy will stick his neck out and say that this stock which I am researching will go up 10x. Typically, it is mostly the scams which are confident, not the good guys. Thank you. I think we can take some questions before we wrap up. Okay, so someone has asked me like most hilarious, notorious cybersecurity scam that happened in the stock market. So, like I told you, the example of this lady, which who was actually she got a WhatsApp saying that she's been invited to a WhatsApp group where the chief investment officer of a brokerage firm, which is actually a bank-based broker, that she is being invited to invest in that, and she actually joined that group. Then there was a mobile app which was a link which was given in that app, and then she downloaded that. She invested some money, and then she was shown some 100% gain. So after that, she was asked to invest in a couple of IPOs. So she did not invest, and every time they were showing that the IPO gains were more than 100%. So more after that, what she would have actually gone, and then she asked that can she invest more. So that is how she was enticed. So she actually broke her FDs and she to the tune of some 20, 30 lakh, and she invested in the platform. She never realized when the platform was asking to invest, there was a separate link. So it was opening into a different one. So when she was doing net banking, the person to whom she was transferring was completely different from the so-called fake in brokerage company name. It was a different name, and she didn't realize that, and that's how all the money was gone. Then when she tried to withdraw, it was showing that the app is running into issues. So that's when she went to the bank of which the broker had shared the name, and then she found that there was no ways that it was a live one. It was actually a scam. And because of these WhatsApp groups, the individuals, they quickly, maybe two or three frauds are done, they quickly disappear. Remedies after being scammed. What to do if you have already trapped? Yes. So there is a Chakshu portal. So very good point. Chakshu portal is by the government itself. You can go to Chakshu portal and you can actually file your query that we have been duped. So, and besides, you can go to any police station and you can ask them for the cybercrime division. If mostly it is within the police station, or it could be outside also, and you can register a complaint. You can say that you have been trapped. There are many cases where the police have not been able to find the person, but there are many cases where they've actually been successful in finding the person. So whoever, where you can legally file a complaint, and you have to tell what you tried to do, what was the place you logged in, what is the app name, what is the WhatsApp group, what was the name, and what were the people's names, and how they can, how you do. So you have to give all those things, and then they can file an FIR, and then they'll try to find the person who has cheated upon you. We've seen scammers now using AI to impersonate authority figures with much more confidence than before. What are the subtle red flags that even educated or tech savvy people tend to miss? So I would say any scammer using AI, even if he's impersonating an authority figure, yes, it will look more. The confidence itself is the red flag. If someone is telling you that he'll be able to give you 10 times more returns, then you can ask him, like, why he's not that rich, why have you not heard of him? So there is a saying which Warren Buffett has said: if books are the only source to success, then all the librarians would have been billionaires. But even the librarian, even though he has access to all the books, he cannot potentially read all of them and become either a learned person or a financially successful person. So I think too much overconfidence itself is a red flag, and that is what people tend to miss today. What people like is confidence. If you are confident, then typically people feel that this guy is having something backing, but actually it's not the case. It's the other way around. When people are actually not confident, they are quite more genuine than the people who are confident. It's like you look at a fake flower and a real flower. Real flower will have some edges or something, but a fake flower is completely perfect. There are all edges are super smooth. All the petals colors are almost the same. So if you look at AI avatars also, so if you look at an authority figure, he will have maybe one hair here, one hair on, maybe something on his nose. But if you look at an AI figure, you'll feel it's a sculpture. You'll feel it's a robot with a human body. You will not find any imperfection in that. There have been instances across the border where people also said that we can give you research and all, and they give some research stocks and all, and that's how pump and dump schemes. So I think the first question was two incidents. I give you one. Second is people tell you that invest in these five stocks and that is how you will make money. But what you don't know is they have invested in these five stocks, and then they send this message to 10,000 people. Even if 1,000 people buy those stocks, and these are all low unknown stocks, so they have very low liquidity. So even small activity gives to outsized gains. So once sufficient people have heard of this, you will find that the stock has gone up a lot. Typically, the guy who is advising this, he sells and he vanishes, and the stock returns to its original value, and that is how people make losses. And you'll be surprised to find that most of the time educated people are making these mistakes, not the layman, because many of the time layman has no time to look at and click on all these links. It is the educated guy who has a little bit of greed and he feels that this should be all possible. Can you tell how cybersecurity tools can be used so that we can avoid financial scams? So most cybersecurity tools, you can scan your apps, whether this app is legitimate, whether there are any leakages in the devices. So you can have antiviruses on, you can have antiviruses in the mobile as well. There are tools, there are websites where you can check for certain things. So if you want to see the legitimacy of a site or a mobile app, there are tools for that as well. In the corporate world, ensure all your firewalls, all your phishing attack prevention, your anti-money laundering, all those tools are on because attack can come from any place. Especially with AI, you can find that typically you will be called into certain meetings and you'll find all AI avatars on the other side of the meeting and ask you all potential questions which you otherwise would not reveal. Okay, there are some webinar chats as well. So I'm a company secretary student. So there are courses for cybercrime. I think Sahil, the NISM also has some cyber crimes. Otherwise, on YouTube, you can find a lot of cyber crime prevention videos.
Yes, sir. There are videos as well and courses as well, which are available on NISM websites.
Yeah, so I think NISM will have their YouTube channel, and you can look at that. That should be able to give you. In fact, even the standard AI tools will give you what all things you need to take care of. I've covered a lot of that, but still there is a room for more. I was a victim for the scam in the name of OTC trading and with Motilal Oswal. So most likely that trading partner is not Motilal Oswal. He's used that name to dupe people. So please go to the nearest police station and ask for guidance on how to log this scam in the Chakshu portal. This is actually a good session. Thank you. Please share some views on crypto scams also. Whatever scams I've shown you, same things apply for crypto scams. Only thing is in crypto scams, they mostly target the middle age group because for old people to transfer money offline is a little bit difficult. But typically, they will tell you international apps where you can invest in crypto, and they will tell you that crypto money moves even overnight. Most banks and trading sessions close during the day, but these crypto scams they are available worldwide. So when we are sleeping, Japan is up. When then Europe, then America. So they can tell you that they make money every day. So they'll make maybe 10% every day. But that is not true. Then all of them would be billionaires by the end of 1 month. But you've not heard of so many billionaires in the market because of trading. I have filed a complaint, but they were not able to recover my money. So, like I told you, when you have invested the money, the app itself is fake. And the third party that you're transferring to is actually outside the jurisdiction of the current because that money changes hands almost 100 to 200 times before it reaches the location in another country. So many times our banks don't have jurisdiction into other countries, and that is why they may not be able to recover that money. But you can actually follow up and see if you can identify that person. Because they are running through a lot of complaints, I think persistent pays to just follow up with the authorities. So why I don't know if court has I don't have that knowledge on how the court can help in this because but you can freeze money. I don't know if you can freeze the other bank's money. It depends on how the money has been transferred. But I think a cyber lawyer would be the best case to actually go for that. If it's a cross border and see if you can take help of a cyber expert in this case. I think you would have to call a cyber expert who can see if, what is the money trail that was happening and which area is gone. If the Indian government has good relations with the other country, then you might be able to get a part of it. Or if the scamster is in India only, then maybe we can catch them, and then that is how you can try to recover something. But typically, once a fraud happens, please ensure you are. I don't think you need to pay anyone other than the lawyer, but typically you can go to cyber experts. I think there are many people who uh, actually help out. Also, there are NGOs also who help with cyber crime. So you can try to approach one of these because the number of scams are increasing so many that even the dedicated police cells for cyber crime are not able to uh, keep up to all the cases. So, can you name some potential scams that can happen in future in stock market? So, future I don't know, but today there are many people who are actually doing fake research and they are enticing you to invest in stock market, building your trust and getting that money. Tomorrow, potentially, they may actually, today they are inviting fake groups. Tomorrow, they may tell you that they can have insider trading as well, and they can connect you to potential buyers and make money. So this scam could reach another level where a fake exchange can also come into place. You never know. So if a couple of years back there was a case where in some small tier 3 city there was a fake bank. So someone had put State Bank of India, but it had no relation with State Bank, and that bank was working for many years together. So it could happen something like that. So money transferred is always moved to someone's bank account at every stage of the scam. Which is that bank account, you don't know. So that is the key problem. Is it a bank in India, bank somewhere else? So two or three places when the bank has moved, the final money, I'm not sure where it goes. So that is why it is not possible to find 100%, because all the banks are shell accounts. Ultimately, it goes to a different bank. So if there's a credit into some bank, and then there's a debit, then that person is not held responsible. That money has gone to a third party. So it keeps on going, and sometimes it is directly consumed by a wire transfer. So how cybersecurity can help mitigate financial fraud in securities market? So a lot of financial frauds are covered by the surveillance team as well as cybersecurity. So investor has to always ensure that he's using a proper device, he's using proper app, he's using proper trading channels. These are vigilant with his bank accounts. As far as financial markets are concerned, people are using cyber to attack the brokers and the exchanges also. So they are potentially trying to get your data and then play with it. So that is how they do, and that is why cybersecurity becomes very important, because once a customer's bank PAN number, Aadhaar credentials are stolen, then people can misuse like anything. With so many fake trading apps and platform being promoted, is there a one-stop official list where industries can check which the platform is SEBI approved or no? Yes, you can go to SEBI website for list of brokers. You can look at the broker's link also, whether whatever address is there. You can go to Google and put the broker's name. You can see if that address headquarters is matching with what the platform is showing. So there are just I would say whatever fake app or website is there, just take that link and put it on another browser and search for it. You will find out whether it is valid or not. So if I'm reading your question, which for being an NISM expert, what should we do to get a manager's post? I think this is something only NISM can answer. I cannot. I don't work for NISM. I'm an industry contributor. So I think whatever I've covered you is all pleasant scams, whether it is fake apps or whether they are stealing your LinkedIn and Facebook data to send an email to you and then you click and happily give your other personal information. These are all scams. All your data, some or the other, is getting stored somewhere. Don't click too many links on browsers. I mean, you can actually sometimes there are settings in Google and all where you can ask to not track activity. So that itself is a root cause. Otherwise, you may be searching for something and next thing you find is on Facebook, the shirt that you are looking for is being advertised by the firm which was you were looking for. So these are all the scams. A lot of your data is continuously getting stored somewhere or the other with Chat GPT and all. Even when you are putting some questions into Chat GPT, it gets stored apart from giving you the answer. So please don't give your personal information on Chat GPT and all the AI tools, because they actually store that as well. So avoid giving your personal information to everyone. The scams which I have covered have mostly happened in the last 1 year. Both iOS and Android have their own pits and downs. iOS is more safer, but it is only safe if you have all the settings. Otherwise, if you keep allowed to every app to track every, there are many apps which will ask you for your contact information and location at all times. You can say, oh, location only allowed during one time or during when the app is up. Do not allow for any setting which is continuously be up 24/7. Otherwise, it will continuously track your activity. iOS is perceived to be more safe than Android, but once you can go to Google and put on your settings on how much you want to share information, and even Android can be made safe.
Sir, are we good to end the session or are you?
Yeah, yeah. I was just waiting for you. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. I would like to
Thank
extend
you.
our thanks and
Thank you.
given your time and knowledge, share your time and
Thank you,
knowledge
everyone.
with us. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Again.